Hey guys, what's up? This is Trey from Trey's Podcast, and I'm just coming to you to do a YouTube video today, and I'm just going to try it out and see what it's like. I'm so excited because it is September 1st, which means it's Labor Day weekend, which means football season is here, as you know, from yesterday, from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. at night. We got nonstop coverage of NCAA football. We also have NFL football starting Thursday night. We also have U.S. Open tennis championships ending this week. We also have NBA preseason starting at the end of the month. We also have Major League Baseball at the final month of their season, and it's October. Baseball, great time to be a sports fan. Can I say that, guys? Greatest time of the year right now. Besides March Madness and all that fun stuff, if you're really into all that. But if you're a true sports fan like me, this is the best time of year. Also, you have hockey coming up at training camp as well this month. So you got all four major sports going in full swing, and I am here to bring it all to you, and I'm so excited. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Yesterday, what I saw was the SEC dominance is completely over with. You got Alabama, who struggled against Duke. You also have Georgia, who looked horrible against Vanderbilt. Yes, I know it's only week one and they don't have preseason games, but that's a telling sign whenever you're so dominant that you should blow all these teams out of the water, when Duke should have had an easy 14-0 lead against Alabama in that first half. And then Vanderbilt, who has no players whatsoever, should have been blown out in the first quarter, and the Crum and all the other starters for the Georgia players should have been on the bench in the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter. LSU looked dominant, but they played a D2 school. Tennessee lost to Georgia State. You have Arkansas, who barely beat Portland State by 6 points. You have, who else? Memphis beat Ole Miss. Mississippi State barely nudges Louisiana. And also North Carolina, who was a 2-9 team last year. Yes, I give them credit. It was an emotional win because Matt Brown came back, and through everything that team has gone through, it was an emotional win, but they're not a dominant team, and they go ahead and beat South Carolina. So I've been saying this for years. It's not just me, guys. Go back and look at the bowl history. So I know it's like, oh, they don't play their major players in the bowl games. What nonsense. That's baloney, whatever. If you're supposed to have the best backup players and everything like that as well, you should be blown. Texas shouldn't beat Georgia last year if they're the best team, if they should have been a playoff team. If you did make the playoffs, Georgia should have went and proved the committee, hey, we're a playoff team. We just beat Texas, a strong Texas team, right out the window. But that didn't happen, did it? No, you rather whine and cry like the babies that the SEC is, and it's overrated. Auburn should have lost to Oregon because if Oregon just went away from their game plan and also just basically played not to lose instead of playing to win. So the SEC dominance is over. I think the Big Ten is on the horizon, but Ohio State still has a lot of questions with their new head coach and also their quarterback Fields. So it's all up in the air right now. Michigan didn't look dominant. Michigan State didn't look dominant. It is week one. They don't get these preseason games like the NFL does. So saying all that, I'm probably going to be wrong next week, and everyone's going to look dominant. Alabama's going to look dominant. Everyone's going to look dominant, and the SEC is going to win. I doubt that's the case. You have Texas is going to play LSU. That's going to be a telling game next week. If Sam Ehlinger is supposed to be the Heisman candidate that he's supposed to be, and he's what he showed from quarter number 2 to quarter number 3 in those 2 quarters yesterday, Texas in that defense is flying around like they have been. And then you have Johnson, the receiver for Texas, making unbelievable catches, who should have went pro, but I'm glad he came back to Texas to improve him more and more on his draft grades and stuff like that. Man, Texas offense could be flying around, and I don't understand why everyone's picking LSU to beat Texas when Texas, they're going to be at home. It's going to be a night game. That crowd's going to be crazy. I'm picking Texas to beat LSU. So I just believe that the SEC dominance is over. Pac-12 is no longer a Power 5 conference of mine, and for football reasons. They don't have anyone that can compete. You have Oregon, who should have beat Auburn yesterday. Oregon, they were up. They just went away from the game plan. They played not to, like I said earlier, they played not to lose. They should have played to win, kept the foot on the gas pedal, and just kept rolling, but they stopped for whatever reason. Stanford should have lost to Northwestern. You have USC, who should have lost to Fresno State, but it wasn't for an errant pass in the end zone in the last few seconds of that game. Fresno State would have beat USC. Yes, I know that USC was their quarterback got hurt in the third quarter, I do believe. But at the same time, you're USC and you should be blowing out these teams. So the Pac-12 has no one in their conference that could be a playoff game, unless it's Washington who goes undefeated, which is probably not going to happen because last year's team was a lot better than what it is now. And they didn't go undefeated, so I don't see any reasons why they would go undefeated this year. Even if they did, I still find if Alabama goes undefeated, if Clemson goes undefeated, if Oklahoma or Texas goes undefeated, even if one of those teams have one loss, you have Ohio State who goes undefeated, Michigan who goes undefeated. If they, of all those teams I said doesn't go undefeated and they have one loss, you're going to keep them in the playoff besides Washington just because of their strength of schedule. But yeah. That's basically all I learned yesterday from the NCAA. Florida State is just a basket case. They can't get out of their own way. Pac-12 is just awful football school. Big Ten, not much better, but they have two dominant programs in Michigan and Ohio State. We're going to see what Oklahoma is tonight. I'm excited about that game because that quarterback for Houston, King, is no joke. He's got a show out tonight, I do believe, but I think Oklahoma's going to win, of course, because it's against Houston and they're related in Norman, Oklahoma. So, saying all that, I still think that Alabama, Texas, Clemson, and Ohio State will be your Final Four. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, give me a holler at my email at jcollis2402@gmail.com. Also, listen to my podcast. You can give me feedback on that. I should be doing one tomorrow, maybe. If not, maybe Wednesday, definitely before NFL season kicks off. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is just a sample size, but there's more to come. I promise you that. So just come back, and I promise you I'll give you more hype and more entertainment. Thanks, guys. Peace and love.